We are live. This is the NBA Rundown. I'm your host, Astaire, joined as always by Tyler Hicks. Tyler, Friday sucked. We took Saturday off. Bounced back yesterday, going 2-0, and I'm expecting to do that again tonight. I have two plays that that I already bet. I don't know if I absolutely love them, but I had a big enough edge to find the winners. And then we'll go through the rest of the slate, which, let's be honest, it's not that enticing, right? If I'm the NCAA and I see what I'm going against as far as the women's basketball, I'm thinking women's basketball is going to do a pretty good rating tonight because I think hoops fans will be tuned into that rather than checking out these games. Overall, I mean, did you have any thoughts from the weekend? I mean, Dallas looked pretty good yesterday. Um, I think they continue to be live. We were hoping Joel Embiid was going to come back tomorrow night for a showdown against the Thunder. That's not going to happen now. But these teams continue to flesh their way out, and we're going to look and we're going to try and find the winners. As each team has about 7 games left to play. I see my guy Clyde in here. He's talking about my favorite team. And he says Oakland A's are A money. Yeah, I agree. It's just nothing but money with the A's. Tyler, how you doing today?
I'm good. I really don't have much to talk about over the weekend from the NBA because I didn't pay attention to it at all and needed days away from it. This league could be stressful, so we can dive right into tonight.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that the NBA season is a grind not only for the players, but also for the guys handicapping it as well. And let's dive right in and let's talk about one of the reasons why we're a little frustrated with the NBA. And I had my little rant before about they talk about gambling with the integrity of the game, and I say that this lottery system is ruining the integrity of the game more than that. And this is my perfect example: the Portland Trailblazers, who are catching 16 and a half against the Orlando Magic. Right? I mean, these spreads are usually reserved for a team like the Boston Celtics, who are head and shoulders the best regular season team in the NBA. But now the Orlando Magic are laying 16 and a half. And as much as I'd like to say that's giving props to the Magic, I really think it's talking about how poor and how disappointing this Blazers lineup will be. Just a quick look at the injury report. It looks like they're going to go with the 4 rookies and DeAndre Ayton again. Jeremy Grant is doubtful. I doubt he'll play as well. On the opposite side, the Magic have a fairly clean lineup. Caleb Houston, only one who's a game time decision, and he means absolutely nothing to this spread. Tyler, I'm not in the business of laying 16 and a half. The total is 210 and a half. I think that if you were going to get involved, you maybe just separate the teams. You take a Portland team total under or a Magic team total over. I mean, I ran numbers, but I don't even know how much they even help us here. I have the Magic winning by 14, and I have this game landing right on 210. So numbers don't help us a lot. I'm not too excited about this game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Magic probably smashed. They named their score. I bet Suggs steals up to maybe 4, however high you could ladder it, because Portland turned over the ball 23 times in their last game. He's gotten 2 or 3 steals, a ton in his most recent game, so he could easily go over that line. I don't hate a 2 steals in their money line parlay at like minus 130 instead of laying 16. But yeah, they probably named their score here. Don't bet Portland.
I mean, even for the people who like money line parlays, the Orlando Magic are minus 2,000.
Yeah, but don't go betting Portland thinking they're gonna keep this game close.
I mean, I think if.
No, they just lost by 60. No.
All right. Okay. Um, Clyde's being funny in the chat. Log in and read that. I'm not going to read it out loud. Let's just move on to the next game. I actually have a play in this game, Tyler, although to be fair, it absolutely sucks. The Brooklyn Nets, who actually have no reason to tank. You know, that's when all these trades started happening, right? And it just became kind of normal for team to send 4 first rounders and 3 pick swaps, right? And I said, oh, well, this is cool. Maybe this will end tanking, right? And Brooklyn Nets seem to be one of them because they don't own a draft pick until like 2030. But still, they absolutely suck. I mean, they're absolutely terrible. And now they're catching 12 and a half. Indiana taking on the Pacers. Totals 227. Tyler, I can't get there on the side, but I do like the over in this game. We're going to see a tired Brooklyn Nets team. They can play defense when they want to. I don't think we're going to see that tonight. I think they're pretty much all but checked out in the year. This team that checked out around the All-Star break, Tyler, remember you were sending me videos of them not paying attention in the huddle, right? Guys not listening to the new head coach, Kevin Ollie. So I think that if you didn't like the team and you don't trust the Nets, you can also take a Pacers team total over. But I just think with the high pace that both teams will get there. I took the over 227. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I don't hate the look on the over. I'm just going to default rate to Halliburton double-double and win it minus 115. I think they just named their score here. Also, the Nets, they have nothing to play for, but they don't like their coach. They're going to get a new coach at the end of the year. None of these guys care about the games, really, you could tell. So Indiana does the same thing the Lakers did last game. They just kind of name their score when they go out there. So Halliburton double-double and win for me.
All right, and I like the over 227 in that game. Guys, this is going to be a quick show today, but let's be honest. Look at what they're giving us. Boston Celtics are minus 17.5 on the road. That shows you how bad Charlotte is. And Tyler, you sent me a tweet. These teams that suck, they're not even going to get a good player to help them. I go on NBA Draft Reddit, and any player that's mocked in the top 5, you can find a thread or basically in-depth writing about them that talks about all their flaws as a player. I think at most, right, you're going to get a contributing role player. I mean, I think you're going to be, at most you're going to get a starter. Out
Yeah, like you'll get a rotational player. No one's getting, like, maybe the Sar kid ends up being like an all-defensive guy. Maybe the Dillingham guard out of Kentucky. Maybe the Dillingham guard out of Kentucky ends up just doing what the Kentucky guards do. Or maybe Jalen Williams' brother ends up being a solid player. But, like, outside of that, this draft stinks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the high point you're reaching for,
it's bad when they're trying to push UConn center into the talks, and he's Walker Kessler.
You mean Purdue center or UConn center?
No, they're trying to push UConn center Klingon into this top pick projection. He's 7'2", he's stone-footed, and he doesn't shoot threes. He doesn't space the floor. That's Walker Kessler.
What do you think of Edey as a prospect?
He better channel his inner Chinese side because that's where he's going to be playing.
Yeah, in today's NBA, he just seems too slow. I mean, 30 years ago, I think he would have been fine.
30 years ago, him and Klingon would be great, but
yeah,
let's be honest.
Not in the new NBA.
Let's be honest. The kid at Duke's the best big in this draft.
You think so?
Filipowski.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Kind of took a detour there, but that's just basically because I don't want to lay 17.5, and I don't want to take Charlotte. So what do you do here?
I mean, you got me on this game.
Bro, they even priced you out of the first half. It's minus 10.5 for the Celtics first half, and I know they've been excellent first half on the road, but they've gone ahead and they've adjusted this price, right? Because normally it'd be like minus 8 or minus 9. But since everyone's betting the Celtics first half instead of the full game, the value's absolutely gone. That being said, I'm not afraid. I'm not getting in front of it. I'm not taking plus 10.5. The total 219. Once again, I think I have 2 full game unders, but I feel like the first game where if you want to take this a total, just take the Celtics over or the Hornets under. And I think I like the Hornets under even better. But that being said, I'm not getting involved. Another game with a minus 2,000 favorite on the money line. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are going to dominate the ratings tonight because you have to be a diehard Celtics fan to even be tuning into this. And Hornets fans, boy, I mean, are there any left?
Oh, I don't think there's many left, but here's one way maybe we can just get involved in all 3 of those games we just talked about. What's them winning at the end of every quarter, just all 3 parlayed together? Because I could see all 3 of them just running out to a lead and being like, we're done here.
Yeah.
Plus 260 for the Magic, Boston, and Pacers all to be winning at the end of every quarter.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. All right. Let's just move on. I mean, forget that game.
Maybe a Tatum double-double at plus 140. Like, there's not many bigs out there for Charlotte. He could easily get 10 rebounds here. I'm pretty sure Porzingis is also on injury report. Yeah, questionable right hamstring management, so he might sit.
I don't know why they play him. They've already clinched number 1, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, Tatum double-double maybe at plus 140.
One thing about the Celtics, too, and another reason why I'm hesitant to lay it, I mean, you heard them just talk about they're straight up doing stuff that's like
I don't buy any of that.
No, I mean I watched it. They tried to play a switch defense with Porzingis just to see how it worked, and it worked terribly. But I mean, they're seriously just experimenting out there. Um, that's why I
Watch
can't
this.
get them.
Watch this hinder them more than people are going to expect. They think they're just going to be able to go, all right, we're just going to flick the switch back to what we were doing when the playoffs start. And it's going to go, oh, it's not as easy as we thought.
Well, I think their first round is going to be pretty easy. So
Don't blink so fast because that might be Philly or Miami.
that would be fun, huh?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. The standings, sit as of right now? Where'd these go on my computer? I had them somewhere. I had so many tabs pulled up. Let's see. I'll just open up another one. NBA standings. As of right now, the play-ins in the East would be Miami, Philly for the 7 seed, and then Chicago, Atlanta for the chance to play the loser of that game. So, yeah, they draw one of those teams.
That would be fun. Both those teams are live. So I guess you're right. We'll see. It just feels like, I mean, we used to always get on this on the other channel we were on, right? Where they would get mad at me. But, I mean, the season's just too long at this point. Like, this last, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like we're learning a lot this last week. What I worry about is it's just an opportunity for players to get injured going into the playoffs, right? Like, what if KD goes down or Jimmy Butler or a player like that? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to change it. I've been saying this for years, and nobody is listening. Adam Silver blocked my number. The Memphis Grizzlies. Tyler, I was actually tempted here. My projections have the Grizzlies winning outright. However, I'm just an idiot if I bet this game, right?
I mean,
I'm talking about the Memphis Grizzlies who are +2 and Detroit taking on the Pistons total 216.
Yeah, I would probably just bet Memphis here if I was betting this game. Just take the plus money. Better team, better coach.
The question is, do we even want to bet it, or am I forcing things?
I don't think it's really a force. Like, probably got one
Isn't
other.
it wild that we thought Monty Williams was like the best coach in the league 2 years ago?
I mean, nobody was ever better than Spoelstra, but he was.
You understand my point, though, right?
He was getting ranked towards the top, yeah.
Yeah, he was up there. Yeah.
I mean, I would take Memphis here.
Do we actually want to add it to the sheet?
I mean, I personally don't have a bet yet today, so I'm probably going to bet them. Right. I have no real takes on those totals you bet, so I got to really look into those first.
Okay, well, I love those totals. I'm going to look at Memphis a little bit more here. Yeah, I mean, Troy Brown is starting for, this is just not good here for the Pistons. I'm going to pull up a couple trends on these teams and see if we can make Memphis official. I can't believe we're doing this. Memphis is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. They've gone over 6 of their last 8. However, they're 8-1-1 against the spread in their last 10 against Detroit. However, I don't know if that's indicative because they're usually running out there with John Morant and Dylan Brooks, right? And it was a completely different team. Total's gone under 9 of Detroit's last 11 games, and they are 0-5 in their last 5 games at home straight up. So Memphis or pass. If you want to do it, if you bet it, I'll join you. If not, I'm fine staying away.
This isn't like a first game home or anything after a road trip, is it?
Oh, let me double check that. Yeah, we should check that. I haven't been paying much attention to Memphis lately. Not really. They had that long road trip. Then they had the one home game against the Lakers where it's a good spot to fade them. They traveled to Orlando 2 days ago, and now they're back home. Detroit is on the 4th game of a road trip, and they're actually coming off a win over the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine taking Memphis here.
All right.
I would take the shot on them at plus money. I wouldn't lay the points with Detroit.
All right, we'll add them. All right, there we have it. Memphis Grizzlies added to the sheet. Celtics just went off the board. I wonder what's going on there. The Atlanta Hawks are +2. They're in Chicago taking on the Bulls. Totals 221.5. Tyler, I didn't like my projections on this game because they told me to take Chicago. However, Chicago's coming off that big win in Minnesota yesterday. I wonder if this is a letdown spot. While Atlanta is going to be somewhat rested, right? Um, I do think Chicago is a better team, but I think Atlanta's playing better lately. I didn't have a side on this one. Numbers tell me it takes Chicago, but boy, coming off that big win, I don't know if I can do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just staying away from this game. I hate both of these teams.
And that's fine. I mean, Atlanta was fun to fade for a while, but if you sort out, they're not like the auto fade that they were the first half of the season. Because if I read out all these stats, they're going to be terrible. But if you sort them more recently, they're not as bad. They have been playing better, and I do believe Jalen Johnson's back, right?
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah. So I mean, that makes that team so much better here. I don't know. Any other way to get there? Yeah, like I said, I guess I kind of agree with mine. Yeah, Atlanta's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games, right? So we talk about them being the worst team in the league against the spread for the full season. But as of late, they've been playing much better. Maybe an over here. Total's gone Atlanta over in Atlanta's last 7 games. Atlanta's also 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 against Chicago. And Chicago's gone over in 7 of their last 10 games. Maybe did my numbers like the over?
Give me Atlanta.
Why?
Trent just put 2 units or on the Bulls -3.
Is that how we're capping now? Okay.
I mean,
It worked when he faded when I was.
he swept. I was about to say we swept them
Bro,
college
and
games
that
on
sucked
Friday.
because I don't even want to talk about it. I love how Clyde just like lost. He just whoever's hot, Clyde just absolutely loves. We'll talk about that a little more lately. New Orleans Pelicans are -1.5. The total's 223. Tyler, I went under in this game. I believe we will have a playoff style atmosphere. I had a numerical edge to the under, and I don't know. I couldn't get involved in a side because you know me, I can't get the Pelicans right. You've been much better on the Pelicans this year. Phoenix 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. Pelicans only 2-4. Total's gone under in 4 of New Orleans' last 5 games, and the total's gone under in 14 of Phoenix's last 20 games. Both teams playing a little slower. I expect a lot of defense, a lot of half-court sets. Give me the under.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind the under call here, so I could definitely see this game going under. I want the Pelicans, though. I mean, I know they're missing a couple pieces, but still, Phoenix is night and day. You can't figure out what they're going to do. They beat Denver when Denver was without Jamal Murray. Then they get absolutely smashed by OKC.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a rough matchup for them, too. Like, even though Brandon Ingram's going to be out, they're still going to have a lot of their defensive pieces in here. Zion's still going to be in there to rampage the paint. So I'm taking New Orleans here. I think they just work the ball through him. He gets a bunch of assists. They got to double team him. Trey Murphy and these guys hit threes, and the Pelicans win this game on their home floor.
All right. You're like the Pelicans. I like the under. Any more thoughts overall?
No, I mean, it's an ugly slate. That's pretty much it for me today. I mean,
Yeah,
be back
tomorrow's
tomorrow,
much better. I'm going to be out and about, though, so I'm going to do an early morning show. If Tyler's up, he can join me. Otherwise, if you log on around this time, it'll already be pre-recorded. I'll give you the thoughts. Much better slate tomorrow. And, hopefully we get some excitement before these playoff starts. But it just feels like we're grinding it into oblivion here. Everybody knows who the playoff teams are. We can't wait to see these matchups, and it just, I can't even think of like a good analogy. It's like if you have a date at 9 and it's 5 p.m. It's like, what do you do until then? So I'll be back tomorrow, and then Wednesday we're back to our normal time of 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you everybody for joining us. Hit that thumbs up and watch as we continue to run this up. We had a tough week and a half there, Tyler. But we found our winning ways yesterday, and I expect that to continue through the playoffs. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Nuke the house.